And welcome to another episode of CAS Minute, where today we're going to talk about what CAS is and where it's going. I came across an article from CPAPracticeAdvisor.com articulating thoughts from 20 of the biggest brains in the CAS world. There's some great quotes in here, a lot of information, and I'd highly recommend checking it out. The link is in the show notes. So, to start, let's talk about defining CAS. There are two definitions in here that I want to highlight. One is from Irfan Dosani, who is a partner of CAS at Whitley Penn. He says, CAS is not a reactive or generalized service. It's not compliance based, does not take all clients, does not bill hourly or based on projects, requires efficient and automated cloud based technology best practices. To go one step further, we've got AICPA and CPA.com's definition of CAS, which is a CAS practice helps clients outsource their accounting needs with services spanning a spectrum of accounting, financial, and advisory related offerings. So, just right there, we have two very different definitions of what CAS is, not necessarily what it isn't, but a very broad range of definitions here. So, in Irfan's definition, we're talking about cloud based technologies, value based or fixed fee pricing. And then the CAS definition or CPA.com definition is really a spectrum of services from accounting, FP&A, and advisory related offerings. When you think about CAS, client accounting, client advisory services, there's a wide spectrum of services that could be included in that. Like, there's a lot of things that could really get baked into this advisory related offerings definition. When I look down in the article here, one of the quotes that comes out to me is also from Irfan that says, to do advisory right, the accounting has to be kind of an afterthought. It just needs to be done. There's still an accounting team doing that function, but they're not really CAS. It's just means to an end. What's wild to me in that is that accounting in and of itself, while it is foundational for what you may consider more advisory or strategic level work, is that you can have advisory baked into your accounting function. There are a number of things that are required from a team in order to get accounting done correctly. And it's not just, hey, we're going to automate all this stuff, it's going to be more efficient, you're going to have better processes, but rather, what technologies, what processes, what workflows are we bringing into your accounting function to transform how you are going to operate moving forward? That, at the very base level, is a transformative advisory service. Now, some might say that there's only a certain skill set or a certain level of individual that can accomplish that work. However, I believe that if you're training a team from the bookkeeping level onward as to what technologies, what processes are adequate and scalable for your clients, you start to instill this advisory mindset really, really early on in the relationship with your team and your clients. When we start to look towards the future of CAS and the evolution of technology, particularly in the AI and data analytics space, that's a major component of where this industry is going and how we need to operate in order to move forward. The increasing role of AI and the complexity of the laws and regulations that we need to adhere to, the complexity ideally is going to allow us to meet these in a more efficient manner. One interesting quote towards the end of this article came from Blake Oliver. He said, "We have reached peak accounting in 2023. Due to AI, the number of professionals needed will decline every year from now on, but something new will come along for capable professionals." So there's a little bit of a pessimistic take on how and why AI is going to take over our jobs, but ultimately, as CAS professionals, we need to walk alongside technology. We need to lean into our vendor relationships. We need to be constantly testing and iterating upon what we see in the market in order to create better outcomes for our clients. This is an inevitable fact that if you're currently not leaning into AI and technology, we're looking at a 3 to 5 year window on your existing services being displaced. And that's, I believe, just an innate fact that exists today. The timeline could be subjective, but ultimately, a lot of that non-value add work will be displaced by technology. So as we move forward into CAS 2.0, 3.0, however it's being defined at any given moment, we need, as CAS professionals, to lean into technology to understand how to create better outcomes for our clients. So there's a few thoughts on the definition and potential future of our industry. Till next time.